What's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM397, with a finished video for my Super Sonico commission. So this is my very first figure commission. It is also my very first anime figure to ever do. So it's kind of two with one, and I'm really happy with how she looks. She wasn't too difficult. There are a couple areas that were a little tricky. The hair being one, just because there's a bunch of little pieces going on there. And then during the final assembly, getting the jacket part on was really tough because it's a tight fit, and after all the primer and everything, it was hard to get on there. But I got it on, and I had scuffed up some paint here and there that I ended up having to touch up a little bit. But in the end, she looks really good. So in the kit, there's no base. They only give you this little white thing for her to stand on, and it doesn't balance. And actually, I see a little spot there I've got to fix now. But so what I did is I had a bunch of these. This is like an old base I had in my drawer. Basically what I did is I just drilled a hole through it. There's a screw in the bottom, and then there's a pin going up to her leg. So she can come off the base. You have to unscrew her from the bottom, but she's very stable now. She's not going to tip over. So any first for me on this other than anime and first figure commission? Not too much. This is an original Volks kit, and I'll pan it up a little bit because she doesn't quite fit in frame. So her hand goes up like that. Really cool. Actually, since I don't want to point up, I'm going to bring it up a little bit, up like that. So I can hold it a little bit. So she's got this really cool pose, like she's playing out in the sun. The anime eyes are actually decals. Thank goodness they have those, because I would have no clue how to paint those. There are a lot of great tutorials, but I wouldn't want to have to do that on my first commission. So, yeah, glad there's decals. This is all done in acrylics except for the pink stripes and the hair. That's Mr. Color number. I've got a pink. It's Mr. Color. I don't know, the number got torn off, but it's pink. So the base coat is pink, and then for the stripes I just added white. And the hair is base coated in the pink, and there's shadows and highlights added with pastels. The skin tones are all done with Garage Kits.us acrylics, which I really enjoy. These are very easy to spray. I've had a lot of people ask me how I get my skin tones, and since I'm really new to figures, I don't have a formula. Like anything I paint, there's no formula. I just spray and then play with the colors till I get what I want. I will tell you that I did base coat her in white this time. I typically base coat in like a red oxide, but since she was going to be a paler skin tone, I did a white, and I did my base tones. I got my base highlights and shadows sprayed in with the paints, and then I went in with pastels. And it's getting a little washed out here in the video. Hopefully they'll show up later, but I will take final pictures here in a minute. And I'll do a second video on that. But then after I got the base coats done on the skin, I went in with pastels and added shadows. I didn't had any highlights because her skin was, just by the paint, was as bright as I wanted. The swimsuit was a little tricky because it's in several pieces. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the bows are. It was a little tricky. The masking was tricky, but I got it done. It looks really good. I'm happy with her. I hope my client likes her, because I would be happy to have her in my display cabinet. And that's kind of how I judge a project. If it's something I would be proud to display in my cabinet, then I consider it that I've done a good job. But here she is, Super Sonico, first anime girl, and my first figure commission done. I would say I probably have, I think I quoted my client 25 hours, and I'd say I have right at that amount, 25 to 30 hours. These Volks kits are done very well. The casting is done very well. Everything fits perfectly. Just really good. The cleanup is minimal. The hair took a while. I primed it and cleaned it up several times because all these little tendrils had mold lines on them. So, and I didn't see them until after I primed. So that took a couple tries of that. Other than that, the cleanup was relatively simple. Again, I'm kind of pointing up at her. But other than that, it's really a nice kit. And I think you guys have seen the other kit I'm working on from Volks right now. I'm going to do that for myself. And I just got primer on her. But anyway, again, this is the Super Sonico from Volks. This is a 1/8 scale kit. And let me see how high she is. Got a little ruler here. So without the base, she's right at, her head height is right at 8 inches. So the top of her head is 8 inches, and then you can add another inch for her jacket. But so 1/8 scale is 8 inches, which is about very accurate for an anime character because they're typically short. But there she is, Super Sonico. Hope my client likes her. I'm going to take a final picture in just a second. I'm going to do a second video because I've been liking my kind of my desktop photo setup. The last few kits I've done, I've just shot on my desktop with desk lamps. I didn't set up my fancy lights or anything, and they've been looking really good. So I'm going to use that setup for a while. And I like the brown paper. It's easy. The kits tend to pop off it really well. And I have my desk lamps here, and I can point my, you can see the way I'm mounted, I can point them any way I want and get different lighting effects. I can get top lighting, I can get side lighting, I can get front lighting. So really, really handy setup. Trick is not to knock, oops, or I can just take the shade off. The trick is not to knock your desk lamps on your brand new finished kit. So that's always a worry. But anyway, thanks for watching as always. I'm going to do a video here just in a second on how I take photos once I get my lighting set, and I'll show you how I do that. But thanks for watching as always. It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM3897, signing off.